Last year, I went to my state fair with a friend of mine named Natalie. We both lived sort of close to the fairgrounds, but on opposite sides. One busy Saturday morning, we both went there and met up in the middle of it. It was packed with people, and there were hundreds of things to do. But only about an hour in, strange things started happening. We were over by some of the Carnival games, and I saw that I had a new text message on my phone. The first message said, "Hey, you're beautiful." I had no idea who this was because I didn't recognize the number. All of my contacts were already on my phone, and I had everybody's name on them. I asked who it was who was texting me. Whoever it was did not tell me, but they said that we should meet up. I ignored this second text because I just found it weird. I didn't look at my phone for probably another 30 minutes after that, but when I did look at my phone again, I had about 5 more text messages. One of them said, "I just saw you." Another said, "Come back." And then they started saying, "Answer me," with a bunch of exclamation points. Now I was suddenly a little bit worried. This wasn't just some random number or person, but possibly somebody else that was here. That's when I showed the texts to Natalie. We both thought that it was really strange, but didn't have any idea of who it could be. I texted them, asking who it was. They replied almost instantly, saying that I would find out soon enough. This made me really nervous. Still, what were the odds that the person was actually here? I felt like it was a good chance it was just a prank, and I decided to try to ignore it. If I got any more texts, I would block the number. For the next few hours, I was off my phone. But when I looked at it again, sure enough, there were more texts from the person. I barely even looked at them, and I just blocked the number. I didn't want to let them ruin my time. Although I did wonder if it was somebody else there with us. But there were literally thousands of people there, so who could really know? Natalie and I spent probably another hour or two there before leaving. The sun was now set, and we said bye to each other and headed our separate ways. Natalie was parked on the north side of the fair, and I was parked south of it. Things were still extremely busy inside, with just about as many people in there as before. I walked through and left, crossed the street, and then entered the parking lot where my car was. The parking lot was very large. It was a grass area made into a parking lot, and there were hundreds of cars there. I walked a ways through it to my vehicle, which only took a few minutes. The parking lot was mostly quiet, and it was even darker over there. I found my car and got inside. But before leaving, I looked up directions back to my place on my phone. I knew the general way back, but not the exact route. After I finished putting the directions in, I looked up, and there was somebody staring in my driver's window right next to me. It was some creepy-looking guy that I had never seen before. We made eye contact, and then he tried opening my driver's door, which was locked. My car was running, and I started to put my car into reverse to drive away. The man then ran around to the back of my car, and I was only able to back up about a foot before he blocked the rear of my car. I had to stop, and now I was stuck. There were cars in front of me and on both sides. The guy then leaned over and banged on the rear window a few times. This had to be the person that was texting me all day. He wasn't leaving, and I yelled at him to go away. The guy was just standing there, holding on to the back of my car and standing in front of it. I decided then to call the police, and I dialed 911. I knew there were police in the area because of the fair, and I hoped that they would get there really fast. As I spoke with the 911 operator, the man stayed where he was. After I was told that the police would be there shortly, I waited. I really wanted to just leave though, but I couldn't. I didn't feel safe at all with the man there, and I was afraid that he would try to break my window or something. I considered getting out of my car and running back to where the fair was. It would be a big risk though. After waiting for the police for probably 5 minutes, which felt like much longer, I decided that I was going to make a run for it. The man was still there, and I opened up my car to run, but as soon as my door opened, I saw the man charging at me. I quickly closed the door again and locked it. He reached my window just after my door shut. The guy then desperately tried opening my door, but it wouldn't open due to it being locked. He then banged on my window a few times, and I started to reverse the car again, but this caused him to run back over and get into his spot behind my car and block me in again. Just about a minute later though, suddenly, there were flashing lights behind me. A police car had showed up, and the man briefly tried to flee. However, he was quickly caught by an officer. I was shaken up from the incident, but unharmed. The man did turn out to be the one who had been texting me all day. I told the officers the entire story, and they found out that he had gotten my number at the fair. I guess he had watched me sign up to win a car, and I put my phone number into a raffle. He must have gone over and took the paper with my number on it out of the basket I put it in. I couldn't believe how much of a creep he was. He must have been stalking me and texting me the whole time that I was there, and I didn't even know it. I'm just glad that he was caught that night.